This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It is an honor to have you here. 20-hour days in the middle of June with a candy truck running all day and the bakery all night. My two worlds collide with me in the middle. So I don't have a lot of time to make films, but I would like to make one. And it is a Twilight Zone story from World War II. Say that I was an admiral of the United States, and commanding a fleet that invaded island after island. The very small islands, but with thousands of Japanese on them, ready to kill thousands of Americans that tried to take those little islands, mostly for air bases. I, as the admiral, would be charged with a crime. In fact, crimes against humanity, and more than likely I would be shot for what I would be doing. You see, what I would do is I would use the tool that is on those ships. They carried nerve gas. Just in case the Japanese had it, we would use it as well. But I would use it first. And I would disperse it at night, and I would disperse the nerve gas by ship, by plane. I would jam the radio waves so they couldn't get any information out if at all possible. I would make it very difficult and make it as quickly and painless as possible to get and take those islands. Instead of losing thousands of men, I might lose a few dozen from a one or two that would survive on those islands after the nerve gas hit. You bet. And that's how I would have been a Twilight Zone World War II story. And a lot more American boys would have come home after the war, even if it cost me my life. And if you say, well, that's all good and fine, that's an interesting thought on a Twilight Zone of World War II that might have been, I personally think that in a way we're fighting that same battle yet today. And we have people right now in prison, United States soldiers in prison, because they broke the law to protect their fellow soldiers. One of them's example was I believe it was a captain, and he had threatened torture to a Muslim terrorist. Just threatened it. He didn't do anything, he just threatened it. He's spending time in prison because of it. Time in prison. Instead of giving him a medal for saving American lives, they put him in prison. Yeah, what a crazy world we live in. The way I see it, if it is so bad that there's no other option but war, then war should have no rules whatsoever. None. And that means we're going to kill as many of you as possible with as few deaths on our side as possible. And we're going to use all of the technology at our disposal, including biological or nerve gas or even up to nukes. You bet. Whatever it takes. But our boys are going to come home at the end of the war. Our boys are going to come home. Rate this film